A fresh wave of trade tension is rising between the United States and Canada. On Thursday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order raising tariffs on Canadian goods from 25% to 35%, sparking concern and disappointment across the border. The White House justified the move, stating it was in response to what it called Canada's continued inaction and retaliation. The new tariff applies to all Canadian goods not covered under the US-Mexico-Canada Agreement, also known as CUSMA. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney took to social media to express disappointment, but affirmed Canada's continued commitment to CUSMA, calling it the world's second-largest free trade agreement by volume. Carney acknowledged that the tariffs will have a heavy impact on sectors like lumber, steel, aluminum, and automobiles, warning that jobs and industrial competitiveness are now at risk. The Prime Minister said Canada would respond by protecting jobs, investing in industrial competitiveness, buying Canadian, and expanding export markets. The executive order also introduced a new clause. Any goods routed through a third country to avoid these tariffs will now face a 40% transshipment levy. Meanwhile, Trump added a political twist, revealing that he was unhappy with Canada's plan to recognize the state of Palestine at a UN meeting in September. Trump claimed Prime Minister Carney had tried to reach him ahead of the August 1st deadline, but that no actual conversation took place between the two leaders.
If Canada moves forward with recognizing the Palestinian state, is that a deal breaker for you?
Well, we're going to see. No, I didn't like what they said, but that's their opinion. I didn't like that. Not a deal breaker, but we haven't spoken to Canada today. He's called, and we'll see. But we have made a few deals today that are excellent deals for the country. You know, we're taking in literally trillions of dollars for the country.
According to the White House, Trump conveyed displeasure to the leaders of France, the UK, and Canada over their support for Palestinian statehood. However, he clarified it was not a deal breaker in trade talks with Ottawa.
On the second question about a Palestinian state, the president expressed his displeasure and his disagreement with the leaders of France, the United Kingdom, and Canada. He feels as though that's rewarding Hamas at a time where Hamas is the true impediment to a ceasefire and to the release of all of the hostages. So to your first question, the president wants to see all of the hostages released. He cares deeply about this. He has met with many of the former hostages, many of the families of those who have loved ones who are still being held hostage in Gaza.
The fallout from this decision is still unfolding, with Canadian industries and government officials evaluating their next moves as tensions rise once again between the two allies. This latest tariff hike could reshape North American trade dynamics and has already sparked fresh debate on the intersection of politics and economics. For more such updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Indian Express. Stay informed with trusted journalism.